So what we were doing last time is we were discussing monopolistic competition and all that was about. The main thing to remember about monopolistic competition is it's like perfect competition, but also monopoly at the same time. So we are going to have a large number of firms. That's true, right? So there's going to be,
Yeah.
let's picture like soda, right? There's so many different types of soda out there, and they all have um, different options. Now, another thing about monopolistic competition is they sell a differentiated product. So yeah, they're all sodas, but they're all different, like Coke and Pepsi, right? Even cars, right? Cars are going to be different. They're all cars, but each one is going to be unique. Just like a monopoly, where they have a unique product, the product themselves in monopolistic competition is unique. It's theirs, but it's also very similar to something else. So therefore, what we're having here are close substitutes. They're not identical. Okay?
So then that means
them,
that would be banana monopoly, right?
so that's So it's not like a monopoly. Well, it's kind of like a monopoly because basically what happens here is it's unique, right? Like Coke is unique and Pepsi is unique. But
Hello.
hi, Hyman. So they're both unique, but since they're so close, they're sodas, right? They're very similar. They're differentiated, so they're a close substitute.
Oh, okay.
Now, another thing about them is they have easy entry and easy exit. Okay, so basically, what we mean by that is like you can easily start your business. You might need to buy a business license, or maybe you need to do some advertising before you get started, but relatively easy to get started. Okay. Now, where are they going to choose to operate?
Like different places in the other company.
Well, for them, right, they're trying to maximize their what?
Profit.
And where does that happen at?
Their highest demand point.
Not the highest demand point, because if you price too high, no one's going to buy from you.
Oh, lowest. No, equilibrium.
Equilibrium, and where would an equilibrium be? Two things are going to be equal here. Two things are going to be the marginal revenue and the
that commercial revenue.
profit max. Always happens where the marginal revenue equals the marginal cost. So, because there are close substitutes and they're not identical, we're not going to have a horizontal demand curve. We are going to be having a downward sloping demand curve, just like a monopoly. The only thing different here is because there are many close substitutes, this demand is fairly elastic. When a monopoly is having a demand curve, it's more inelastic. So if we were to look at these side by side, this would be monopolistic competition here, and then a monopoly would be more like this.
So wait, so when it's like close substitutes, like you said, Pepsi and Coca Cola, right? Wait, so when they're close substitutes, it's like a monopoly, like the graph.
Well, it's not a monopoly because there are multiple firms, but it's like a monopoly because what they have is unique to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody else has Coke, right? Only Coke has Coke.
Yeah,
But there are
but
similar ones out there, right? There are
but
close substitutes,
only Coke. Yeah. Got it.
or it's going to be fairly elastic. More substitutes, more elastic.
Yeah, it's not like a, let's say, a tablet that you could also like have a computer, or you could have like something like that that works for different things. It's like the how do you say this, like the only substitute is kind of not exactly the same thing, but it's close.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
Got it.
what we're going to do is what we did with Monopoly and Perfect Competition. We're going to find out where the MR equals MC. We're going to find the quantity, and we're going to find the price. Now, how do we find price?
The demand curve.
Yep. So let's do that real quick. let's figure out what profits look like. Now, how do you know you're earning profits?
If the variable fixed cost is less than the
We're not going to be looking at the
marginal
variable
cost.
No. How do you know you're earning profits?
When what was it? When the when you have like the space is not under over, like how do you say, like when you put the swoosh and also the ATC, right?
Where should we put the ATC?
It's just about like where just above the thingy there, like yeah. Wait, but there then what was it? So if it was below, so wait, was it when it was below or over?
Let's figure it out. This is your price. Let's say your price is 20, right? If you want profits, which one's higher, price or ATC?
Their ATC is lower, I think.
Yes, it is. You want to charge more than what it cost you.
Yeah.
So therefore, we should move these ATC down here.
So there you have profits.
Yep. And your profits are going to
Right.
be equal to this area right here.
Got it.
So that's how we earn profits. Our price greater than ATC. Okay?
Yeah. Got it. When price is greater, got it. Yeah.
Now, what about losses? Well,
It's the other way around. When
yeah.
price is less than ATC.
Yep. So we'll have our demand curve here. We'll have our marginal revenue, marginal cost, okay, and we'll have an ATC up here.
So your price should be below that.
Yep. If we did MR equals MC right here, and we found the quantity, and we found the price, if we kept going to the ATC, that would be here. And so this entire area would be losses.
Got it.
Now, we are making losses, but do we shut down?
No,
Why not?
because you shut down when your average variable cost is less, right?
Or greater.
Greater.
You shut down whenever your price is less than your average variable cost.
Yeah. That's sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one we're looking for sure. Okay. So in this case, I mean, like the average variable cost, let's say, is here. So this is your AVC. So because your price is greater than your AVC, you're going to operate. Cool? Yeah. Alrighty. Now let's draw zero profits, just so we know what that looks like.
So basically, the only difference is that with the monopolies, that the demand curve is downward sloping.
Well, so basically, Monopoly and Monopolistic will have the same looking graph.
But before they used to be like a horizontal.
That was
demand curve.
perfect competition.
Well, yeah. So the difference between perfect competition and monopolies, just the demand curve.
Yep. So zero economic profits. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so first off, we're going to do MR equals MC. We're going to find the quantity, okay, and we're going to find the price. Okay. Here, we'll draw the ATC. We'll draw it down, boom, and up. And so at this point right here, That's where it's equal to the ATC and the price.
And in this case, it's not where the ATC crosses the marginal cost.
No. Or no, because remember, we're going to do profit max, which happens here.
Oh yeah.
So here's the thing about earning zero economic profits. You are earning positive accounting profits. Okay. Another thing about zero economic profits is that's your break even point. Okay. But again, you're still earning money. You still have positive accounting profits. So therefore, we're going to call that a normal profit. Here's how this works. Okay. Let's say your total revenue, is $1,000, and then your explicit costs. What are explicit costs?
Variable
The
cost.
cost. No, the cost you start with.
The
Like,
cost for the actual business themselves, right?
Yeah.
So
Like the
machines,
space.
labor, materials, right?
Got it.
Let's say that's $600. How much is your accounting profit here?
400.
Now, for economic profit, we need the implicit cost. What's an example of an implicit cost?
Implicit costs. So wait. So if explicit costs are the costs like from the company or whatever. So implicit costs, like, huh? Like is that like tax?
No, implicit costs are the opportunity cost.
Oh, so like if you open so like I don't know, time.
Yes. So basically, let's say you quit your job to sell T-shirts. When you're selling T-shirts, you're making $400. When you were working at the bank, let's say you were making $400. So therefore, your economic profit is 0.
Got it.
Now look here. You are earning 0 economic profit, but you are earning an accounting profit. Therefore,
I still don't understand that of like accounting and economic profit. Like
accounting profit is basically like if you're making T-shirts, right? You have to buy the materials and the labor, right? So that's your explicit cost. So basically, if you sold 50 T-shirts, made $1,000, but it cost you $600, you made 400, right?
Yeah.
So that's your accounting profit. Now, while you're doing this, you used to do the bank job, and at the bank you made $400. So basically, what we're trying to figure out is, are you better off selling T-shirts? So what we'll do is we'll subtract what you used to make with what you made right now.
Got it.
And in that case, you have 0, meaning you are just the same as you were before. So you're good selling T-shirts because your other option gives you the same amount of money.
Got it.
Cool.
I think.
So here's what happens in the long run. Okay, when firms, like if your friend came to you and says, "Hey, I just made $1,000 selling T-shirts this weekend. What do you think about doing?"
Sell T-shirt.
So basically, what do? You start selling T-shirts. What happens to the demand for him?
For him, it goes down.
Yeah, right. His customers start coming to you, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So he loses customers. Yeah.
So that's exactly what's going to happen. Whenever there are profits being made, firms are going to enter that market. And by doing this, they're going to steal some of the demand from those firms. Now,
Got it.
when firms exit, though, right, the reason firms are exiting is because they're shutting down.
And that means that there's less demand.
And that means there's less demand for them because they shut down. So where did those customers go?
To you, so you have more demand.
Exactly. So because firms exit the market because there's losses, we're going to add demand to the remaining firms. The main thing to remember here is when there are profits, okay, firms are going to enter. And when there are losses, firms are going to exit.
Got it.
Cool. So let's see what this looks like on a graph. Because that's really what you care about. You're going to get so tired of drawing graphs, you're going to be like, I love this.
I hate this. I don't like graphs. I'm gonna be having nightmares about graphs, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no.
I know. I don't have nightmares anymore.
Anymore. So
All right. So here's the deal. Okay. How do you know you're earning profits?
because your price is bigger than your ATC.
Very good. So let's say this is happening. Okay. So here you are. All right. Earning profits. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So what happens next in the long run?
This is where firms enter or firms leave.
You tell me.
So you're getting profits. So demand will go up.
Well, actually,
Well, no, wait. If you're gaining a lot of profits, then let's say a new firm enters, then your demand goes down.
yep.
Then
What happens to your
um,
price then?
so your price goes it goes down.
And what happens to your quantity?
Your quantity goes up.
Well, let's figure it out.
No, it also goes down.
Yes, it does. So here's what happens. Okay. Your demand is going to go down, right? What happens to your marginal revenue?
It goes down.
Yep. So basically, we're going to have something like this happening.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, when you do your MR equals MC right here, welcome back, Jorge.
Thank you.
So now you're at this quantity, at this price, and guess what? What is price equal to?
ATC.
The
No.
See?
Marginal. Max.
It's ATC, right?
Huh?
It's ATC.
Yep. So essentially, what happened here, Jorge, is beforehand you were here. Oh, sorry, in the green. This is where you were. So this was your price, and this was your ATC. So what were you making before?
Less.
Well, you're making profits. Okay.
Or no, you're making more, right?
Well, hold on. So in the green, you're making profits, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what happens here is because you're earning profits, other businesses want to enter the market. So now there's more competition. They're going to steal away your customers, decreasing your demand. So we'll shift the demand to the left.
Oh.
We'll shift the margin of revenue to the left, causing a new quantity and price. And this price is going to be equal to ATC.
So at ATC you're not like losing. You're not gaining or losing anything.
Exactly. Okay. Now, this point, this price equals ATC, this does have a name. This is your long run equilibrium. Everything's going to cycle back and forth until we get to the long run equilibrium. Okay, just like this, right? We had profits, so price was greater than ATC. So firms entered, demand down to where price equals ATC. All right. Let's see what losses look like. So again, we're making losses here because here's your price and here's your ATC. So losses, right? Now, what happens in the long run?
So firms exit now
Firms are
because
going
they're
to
not
exit.
gaining a lot of money.
Yeah. So what
Now,
happens to this firm?
this
They
firm
get
starts
more
to have
demand.
more demand. Yeah.
So what happens to their price
Price
Rise.
go up,
and their quantity?
also up.
Yep. Okay. Now price is going to increase until when?
Price is gonna increase.
The ATC.
Yep. Price will equal ATC. So let's figure out what happened. So we're going to shift the demand up. We're going to change the marginal revenue here, both shifting to the right, causing a new MR equals MZ and a new price, which is also equal to ATC.
So before your price was lower than the average total cost.
What was that, Jorge?
That before your price was lower than the average total cost.
Yeah, your price was lower than your average total cost, so you're making losses. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Now, price is equal to ATC. You're in your long run equilibrium.
Yeah.
Yep. So again, beforehand, you were here. So Q1, this was your ATC, and this was your price. So again, you were making losses before.
The long run equilibrium for ATC and price does it means you're like not winning anything but losing everything, right?
Well, actually, you're so going back to what we talked about earlier. You are having zero economic profits, but you are
Oh, because
earning
it's
a
still above
positive
the
accounting
variable.
profit. Okay.
Yeah.
So normal profits.
Yeah.
All right. Now, okay. So what we just talked about in terms of profits, right, is the fact that, like beforehand, right? Let's say Bob is having a hot dog chat, and so he has all these different competitors. Now, because Bob is earning a profit, Joseph is like, oh, I'll start a hot dog stand as well. And now, because he starts it up, he's going to steal some of customers away from Bob. So
Yeah.
Bob's demand is going to shift to the left, marginal revenue to the left. God bless you. So that the both of those are going to decrease, right? Now, both of those are going to decrease until price equals ATC. Okay. Now, on the losses side of this thing, right? We had these different competitors here, but because Bob is earning losses and other people might be earning losses as well, Abe is going to exit the market. So basically, your price will be less than the ABC, so shutting down. And what this does is it adds customers back to Bob. So all those customers that used to go to Abe now go to Bob. So Bob's demand is now going to shift to the right, and the marginal revenue is going to shift to the right as well, causing the price to be equal to what?
Less than over the equal to the ATC.
Yep, price will be equal to the ATC, causing your long run equilibrium.
Yeah.
All good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about allocative efficiency. Do you remember when you're allocative efficient?
Not really.
So basically, what allocative efficiency is all about is like finding the best price for society, and that's going to be where price equals MC.
Okay.
So let's see. What do you think? Is monopolistic competition allocative efficient?
No.
You say no. Jorge?
Yeah, I think it is.
You think it is. Okay. Monopolistic competition. And we're looking for allocative efficient. And again, that's where price equals marginal cost. So let's see. Where does a monopolistic competition firm operate? Where are they going to choose to operate?
Here it'd be the second curve,
Well, hold on. As a firm,
the demand curve, right?
as a firm, where would you want to operate?
You want to operate at the max,
Oh no,
profit
equilibrium. Yeah,
or marginal cost or marginal revenue.
Exactly, right? You want to be right here,
yeah, there.
where your MR equals MC, right?
Yeah.
So here's your price. Now, where's your MC at? Is your MC here, 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 or here? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Where's your marginal cost?
3. Marginal
Yes,
cost is at 3.
marginal cost is at 3. And the reason you know that is because this is where your marginal revenue equals your marginal cost. And look here, is it allocative efficient?
Yeah, there it is.
Why is it here?
Huh?
Is this allocative efficient?
Yeah, right. I mean, you're maximizing profits.
You're maximizing profits, but does your price equal MC?
Oh no.
No. Your price is actually greater than MC. So monopolistic competition, not allocative efficient. And the reason is because their price is greater than marginal cost. Where does price equal MC? That's going to be right here.
Because the price went up. Because the demand went up.
No, see, the demand doesn't change, right? They just lowered their price.
Oh, but why did they lower it if nothing?
Well, they could lower price if they want to be allocative efficient.
Oh, okay.
But again, they don't want to. They want to maximize profits.
Yeah.
So not allocative efficient at all. All right. So with allocative efficiency, the competitive price, this PC, competitive price, that's the allocative efficient quantity and price. Since the monopoly is operating here, though, they are creating deadweight loss. Now, what about productive efficiency? Do you remember productive efficiency?
No.
Okay. For productive efficiency, what we're looking at is the quantity at the minimum ATC. So we have the demand, and we have the marginal revenue, and we have the marginal cost here. Now the ATC, let's say we're at this point here. So let's say we're earning 0 profit. Now, are we producing at the minimum ATC?
No.
No. Here is your minimum ATC because that's where the marginal cost equals ATC at the minimum ATC. So there it is. And here you are here. So you are not productive efficient. In fact, are you over or under producing?
You're underproducing.
We're underproducing here. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. One more quick thing I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about. Monopolistic competition, not allocated, not productive efficient. Neither.
Oh, so it's needed. All right.
Right. Now, something else about monopolistic competition could be this, where let's say so what are they earning here? Profits, losses are nothing.
Losses.
Price.
They're earning
Losses.
0. Right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a business, right, what would you suggest we do?
Higher the price.
Well, if we raise price, all of a sudden we're here, right? And that's not at the profit max.
No. Lower the price.
Yeah, lower. Yeah, lower.
But if we lower the price, now we're here, and again, we're not maximizing profits. In fact, we're actually making losses.
Oh, just produce more.
Now, why would we produce more?
To reach the marginal cost equal
To have
the,
more quantity.
But that's the thing, right? Is that you are already maximizing profits at this point. So you should not increase output here. In fact, we should change something else. We need a reason to increase the quantity.
Or bring something new.
Something new. Like what?
Um, I don't know. I'm confused on this.
Wait, so you said like we can't? The answer is not raising quantity because you're already at the max.
We need something to. Something's going to cause quantity to go up, right? Like for instance, we need.
But wait, isn't the
Oh, so
math
more
where
workers,
marginal
more
revenue
workers.
equals?
So basically, we're profit maximizing right here. We need to increase that marginal revenue, and how we're going to do that is by
More workers.
demand. One way we can increase the demand is by doing some advertising,
Oh.
right? So basically, we're going to shift out the demand, right? Shift out
Yeah.
the revenue.
Bring a new product. Maybe.
Now we're here, right? Now we're making profits. That's good. What happens in the long run, though?
So price.
So now we're making
Wait,
profits.
where did?
Oh yeah. In the long run, you make profit.
But then what happens in the long run, though?
You don't
You
continue
get
making
profits, and then because new firms enter.
Oh yeah, and the demand goes back down.
Exactly.
Yep.
Firms enter, right? And then firms are going to enter until price is equal to
ATC.
ATC. Cool.
Wait, so. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the thing called oligopolies. So with
Matthew, I think I'm gonna have to leave in like 5 minutes because I have a dinner I have to get to. Look, I'm already dressed.
okay, cool. Oh, look at you. How nice. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
enjoy your dinner.
I'm in Bahamas.
Alrighty. So oligopoly here. All right. What they are is not monopolistic competition, and they're not a monopoly. So they're right in between. There are a few large producers. So not one, not many, but a few. And the thing about these producers is that they're very top heavy. So like let's say we had 10 firms, okay? But 4 of these firms have most of the sales. Okay? So that is a very top heavy industry. Instead of having like equal share for everybody, these top 4 firms have most of the sales. Okay? So an example would be like the auto industry, tobacco industry, things like these, where like there are multiple car brands out there, but the top 4, that's where most of the car sales happen. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
they could sell a differentiated product or a standardized product. Differentiated is like automobiles, like cars, right? Um, they're all cars, like Ferrari, Mercedes, and Ford, but they are all different. Differentiated. Now, something that is going to be more standardized would be like oil. Standardized meaning that you can't really do anything else with it. It's like a standard product.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not. There's not a lot of like not like there's
Competition.
not a lot of like ways that you can change it.
Exactly, right? So it's just the same. So that is an option for an oligopoly. Differentiated or standardized. Either way.
Got it.
Cool. Now, another thing about oligopolies is that they do have barriers to entry. Okay, so it is difficult to enter this market. For example, there might be high startup cost. Like if you wanted to start a car company, just to get it started, you need the machines, the factory, the labor, all that stuff. You need a lot of money just to make one car. And so that could be a barrier. If you didn't have that money, you can't start making cars. But for an oligopoly who has the money to get started, they're actually going to make it. So that makes it a barrier to entry. Now, if it were fairly easy to enter, well, then we would be more of a monopolistic competition. But that's not what we have here. We have an oligopoly. Another
So
thing,
like,
go ahead, Jorge.
so basically, what's the difference between the two? Because I feel like they're the same.
Monopolistic and oligopoly?
Yeah, like is the only difference just that the products are a little different?
No. The big thing that's different between them is monopolistic has like smaller market share. So like everybody has like an equal share of sales of soda, sales of T-shirts and stuff like that. But when it comes to an oligopoly, like you have 10 firms, but the top
Mhm.
four, that's where most of the sales come from. Like the top four
Oh,
most
okay.
popular.
And Monopoly would just be like one.
Okay. Another thing about oligopolies is they have this thing called mutual interdependence.
Mutual
Mutual.
interdependence.
Yeah, this one's cool. So basically, it's like the action of one firm affects you. So, for example, we have a street, okay, and then we're going to have a gas station. Let's call it gas station A. It's a pretty name. And then we'll call it gas station B. That's an ugly name. Okay. Alrighty. What am I talking about? They're both pretty names, right? So here's the deal. Okay. Gas station A, gas station B, both charging $5. But for gas station A, all of a sudden they changed their price to $4. What does gas station B
All gas stations say fault.
Huh? Yeah,
It's all gas stations say fault.
exactly. So what does gas station B do?
They need to also counter it, so they also put it at $4.
Exactly, right? So basically, again, the action of one firm affected the other.
Oh.
They used to be earning more money here at $5, but because of A lowering the price, B has to lower price too, right?
Yeah.
So here
But
we are.
okay, wouldn't that happen with all kind of like great competition too?
Yeah, kind of, right? But the thing about that is that so if they in terms of monopolistic competition, right? They wouldn't go too low because then they're starting to cut into their profits. Okay, so they're still going to go off of the demand. So they wouldn't go too low because their customers are willing to pay that higher price, and they don't want to miss out on any profit opportunity. They can't go too
Yeah.
low because if they go too low, they might have to shut down. So with monopolistic competition, they have to be a little bit more careful because they don't have as many sales as an oligopoly.
Got it.
Oligopoly
Mm.
has a lot more power. They have a lot more price making power because they have a big quantity. So they could afford to lower prices for a bit. And by doing this, this affects the other oligopoly firm. So how we're going to measure to see if this is an oligopoly is through a thing called the concentration ratio. What we're going to do is we're going to add up the market share.
Matthew, I need to leave like right now,
Okay.
but I'll see you next class.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Buen provecho.
Bye.
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 Okay. So what we have here is we're going to add the top 4 firms. We're going to create the 4-firm concentration ratio. What we're looking for here is if we get a number that's going to be greater than 40, that we're going to call an oligopoly. Okay. So let me show you. So let's say we're dealing with cars, and we have Ford, Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Mercedes, Audi. What kind of car do you want?
Probably Mercedes.
Yeah,
Is like
nice, right?
my favorite. Yeah.
So we have all these different car companies, right? And now let's look at their market share. So basically, let's say that Ford has 35% of the sales. Let's say Chevy's got 20%. Let's say Honda's got 9%. Let's say Toyota's got 9%. Let's say Mercedes has got 7%. Let's say Audi has got 6, or no, let's say Audi has 7 as well. Okay, so then that should be 6 and 6, and then one more. Let's pick on
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini. So let's say it's going to be 3%. Okay. So basically, for the 4-firm concentration ratio, you're going to look at these top 4 firms, and you're going to add up their market share. So what is the total market share for the top 4 firms here?
It would be 63.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't know,
73.
55. Yeah, 73.
So basically, we would consider this an oligopoly because it's more than 40. When we're edging on something like this,
Well,
let's say the burger market, and in there we have a lot of firms, right? We have McDonald's, we have Burger King, we got Burger Shack. Where I come from, there's a place called Whataburger, Burger Boy. There's White Castle. Okay, a bunch of firms, right? BurgerFi. And so what we'll do here is the same idea. We'll look at the market shares. So let's say that's 20, and let's say that's 9, and let's say that's 8, and let's say that's 7, right?
but then like, what if it's just like 2 of them that are above the 40%?
Oh, then it would be an oligopoly because, like, you know, it's that concentrated.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So like, and then like, if it's a monopoly that's over like the only reason it's over 40% is because like one of them's 38.
Well, if
It
it was
makes
a
it super
monopoly, it would
monopoly.
be 100%.
Oh, okay. So monopoly's only like just one.
Yeah, monopoly's only one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But you know, if we kept going here, let's say that's 5. Let's say that's 5. Let's say it's 5, right? So here, if we looked at the top 4, what do we get? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, let me back up here. Let's say that's 8, 6, and 5.
So that'd be 39.
39. So because it didn't reach the 40, we're probably going to say this is a monopolistic competition.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I see it.
Yeah. So basically, because those top 4 firms are just so concentrated, have most of the sales, they're really powerful, and so therefore going to be a few large producers. They're large because they have the most of the sales.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, those top four firms, because they're so powerful, they have the option to act like a monopoly. Basically, all of them, Ford, Chevy, Honda, Toyota, they can all get together and they can all say like, "Hey, let's lower price, okay, and price out everybody." And what they can also do, because they have the most of the sales, they can also say like, "Well, what if we all raise our prices?" Okay, like we have most of the sales, we might as well charge a higher price. What they're doing is they're acting like a monopoly because they're all coming together to charge one price. And does that sound legal?
No.
No, it's not legal. Okay. And what we're going to talk about next time is that thing of collusion that I just talked about, where basically all of them come together to act like a monopoly. And then what we'll also do is look back at that decision making, like, hey, gas station A lowered price, what should we do? That's a thing called game theory. And with game theory, what you're doing is you're looking at like, okay, if you did this, I'll do this, and if you do that, I'll do that. Okay, you're basically looking at your decisions based off of what somebody else is doing. And so,
Oh, okay. So that wouldn't be illegal.
so this one would not be legal. This one would be legal. Like you're not
Yeah.
talking to them about what's going on.
Yeah. And why the other one would be illegal? But like, how do they?
How would they know?
Yeah.
It's hard to prove, but you can investigate.
Yeah. So basically, like, they would just come together and be like, "We're gonna raise the price." But wouldn't that help the other companies? Because like, maybe like it increases demand for them. Because like, if it's too
Maybe,
expensive.
but again, they have most of the sales,
Mm-hmm.
so that's where the power comes in. So, but we'll talk more about that next class. All right.
All right.
All right. I'll see you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.